So the childhood best friends became rivals. Hey everyone, Templar74 here with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today's Yu-Gi-Oh video is going to be my review of the latest episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's episode 48. And I gotta be honest with you guys, this episode was actually really enjoyable. I enjoyed this episode quite a bit, and we did get a lot of backstory in this episode about two characters that have been recurring, which is always good, and it's a very interesting dynamic backstory here, but we'll talk about all that soon enough. So, at risk of further rambling though, let's move on to the actual episode. So the episode begins with Neil, Yuga, and Roa, and they receive a note, and the note is via Schuber's pigeon, and the note basically says, "We have found the main server, it's within Maximum Mountain." And these three are astonished by this, none so more so than Neil, I think, but then we cut back to Maximum Mountain, and we see Asuna and company, and they're heading towards the server. They run into another Goha guy, and he's basically trying to step in their way. And it's about this time that Tiger shows up out of nowhere, and we see that Tiger and Asuna kind of have this rivalry to start with, which at first seems a little bit weird, but it makes more sense as the episode goes on. Basically, Asuna tells Tiger to back off, and these two ultimately end up dueling, and these two have a pretty weird rush duel. And I say weird in a good way, because you would think Asuna, we've seen her duel more, she would have the upper hand here, and she doesn't. Tiger keeps wiping the floor with her, which is to be expected of Rook's older sister. And as the duel continues, we learn that Tiger is not only Asuna's rival, but that Asuna met Tiger when they were younger, and that Asuna and Tiger became fast friends during that interaction. They actually do end up sharing some connections here, and they're on the hunt for a younger Rook. And so these two go back a long way, and they were friends, and for whatever reason now, Tiger's become cold and distant, and Asuna is trying to break through to her with their old friendship, and it's basically for naught at first, but ultimately, as the duel continues, Asuna fights her way back to ultimately getting the advantage. She ultimately does break through to Tiger, and these two ultimately decide, you know what, we're friends, but at the same time, Asuna realizes she has to finish the duel. And so Asuna does with a series of attacks and defeats Tiger, which defeating Tiger is astonishing on its own because Tiger is like this really OP duelist. But these two ultimately decide to put aside their differences. They are rivals, but they are friends too. And ultimately, that's where the episode leaves off at, is the continuing on the way to Maximum Mountain's dual server. And that was the episode. Like I said, this was a really great episode. I enjoyed it. The backstory was really nice. It was nicely paced. Overall, I give this episode a 9 out of 10. I really did enjoy this episode. But as always, those are just my thoughts, and I want to hear yours. So, in the comment section down below, let me know what your guys' thoughts were about this week's episode. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was just there? What are your thoughts? Just let me know in the comment section down below, because as always, I enjoy hearing from you. Alright everyone, as always, Templar74 signing off. Have a great day everybody. I'll talk to you all next time. Goodbye everybody.